Harvey decides to go to Vegas that night and take John with him. I have to admit, I didn't think you could get a stranger duo in a convertible near Vegas than these two, but with these guys, anything is possible. And regrettable. They have some fun in the city and find a quiet spot to look at the stars and chill.
I love the Book of Mice and Men. Have you read that book?
They had a happy ending, right?
Nope.
I always saw myself in Lenny and George, you know, these two
Oh yeah, I did read that book. It was alright.
people just wanting to live off the fat of the land and have a place to call home.
Yeah, the parallels are so thick. Tell me about the chickens, George. Cheep, 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 cheep.
It reminds me of my mom.
Hey, don't worry. Listen, don't worry about it. She's out there. Look in the sky. Hello, hello. You wanna say hey, hello, hi, hi, hi?
What I like is even what Wiseau interrupts an emotional line that clearly wasn't planned, it still kind of fits because the character is so odd, and it keeps the scenes lively.
Before she died,
She died? When?
years ago.
What do you say like recent?
That was years ago, but
Sorry about that.
she took me to the observatory.
The observatory? When? This next scene, I honestly don't have words for it. Just watch.
You look at the x-ray, look at he swallowed candle and the second candle put in his ass. What about that?
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
man.
This entire family is so weird. The clown family?
Clown
Wow.
family.
Mm,
All of them clowns?
Yeah, they're weird like hell.
I don't think there's anything I can say that can make this funnier or sensical, so we'll just let it exist in the universe. John explains to Harvey that he stole the fillings, but he wants to bring him in on it to sell the rest of them. And you know how I said Tommy's weirdness usually works in his favor with this role? There's a reason I use the word usually.
John, you steal from me. You steal from my friend. You sell body part on the black market. Why are you doing this? Why?
Yeah, sometimes it sounds like he just woke up and if he finishes a scene, he can go back to napping. Surprisingly, there is a difference between that and the rest of his acting.
How much?
I don't know until he comes here and looks at it.
Today's not my day.
You better pray something really weird is said to distract us.
When you end up in jail, I will not rescue you, okay? The only thing what I can do, I can send you a few oranges.
That should do it. He agrees to meet up with someone who will give cash for the fillings, and things get pretty funny again because we see Harvey interact with someone other than John. This just makes the interactions all the more humorous when you see the reaction to Wiseau obviously improvising and getting some of the lines wrong.
Hey, Tommy, are you lying to me, man? Why
Someplace.
do you do that? Huh?
Just very sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no problem.
Again, he's clearly flubbing stuff, but it kind of works.
Sorry, something weird happened.
No problem.
Again, he's clearly flubbing stuff, but it kind of works for both the character and us. Knowing the actors are trying their best to work with it. Kind of how the characters would probably try their best to work with it.
Yeah, you're a spy. You work for them, right? You try to come here to test me, I bet you.
What the fuck are you on?
I am on anything. Nothing. What do you mean on?
Again, it's a different kind of awkward than The Room because no improv was used there. Here, it seems more welcomed and it still stays true to the scene and characters. Hell, I can see his character or Tommy frisking people when they enter his home. That and you know some of these lines were therapeutic for these actors.
Who the fuck is this goblin?
Yeah, Wiseau, that'll teach you to show up 23 hours late. That's almost a day! He seems legit uncomfortable, which I think ties into how more relaxed he is with John, making their friendship all the more interesting. He doesn't really see too many other people. They discover, though, he has a lot of fillings, so they give him a ton of money as down payment for it all. Harvey hides the money in an ATM machine he keeps in his garage. Again, die hard wondering if the real Wiseau has that. As John and his new girlfriend named Tracy sit down and watch Ed Wood movies.
You know, I never thought I would enjoy watching these black and white movies so much. But it's as if the last 10 minutes are all about trusting no one.
If that's what you got out of Glenn or Glenda, I have far more questions for you than you probably have answers. He finally tells her about selling the fillings, but she doesn't like being lied to, so he takes her to meet up with Harvey. That'll put her mind at ease.
You know what? Someday he will support you.
Yeah, I don't need him to support me, okay? I'm very independent, thank you.
Oh.
This scene might be shot from a distance, but the awkward is in pure close-up.
What's your story?
What is your story, actually?
Where are you from?
Planet Earth.
Okay, that suspension of disbelief I just can't buy. Harvey thinks she's a gold digger, so he refuses to give John any of the money they made. And on top of that, he's apparently putting down a lot of money on something with the actors from the league. But lies to John about it, saying the guy is just applying to be a janitor. Not trusting him anymore, John hatches up a plan with Tracy to make him think he's going to a Rolling Stones concert while she steals the ATM.
We got you tickets to the Rolling Stones.
Oh, that's my favorite.
That's your favorite band? I figure it'd be Alvin and the Chipmunks or something.
No!
But Harvey figures out the tickets are fake and he asks John to pull over.
I gotta tell you something, Dad.
Why bother?
Again, this is one of the scenes where Tommy's acting doesn't work, and to his credit, there's amazingly few of them in this movie, and arguably this is the last one. But it is also the funniest one.
I give you everything. Job, friendship, advice. You didn't give me nothing.
That reaction was so silly, it actually Sonic.
Friendship, advice. You didn't give me nothing.
Yeah.
That reaction was so silly, it actually Sonic boomed the movie. Like the film became conscious and had to laugh at how goofy it was.
You didn't give me nothing.
Oh, sorry. I'll go back to being a movie.
But Harvey falls off a cliff and John is stuck not knowing what to do. Thus ending part 1. Hey, Tommy?
Oh, hi, critic.
Damn it, get the real Tommy in here!
Oh, okay.
Anyways, how is your sex life?
Come on!
I'm sorry, just so much fun.
No, seriously, critic, how is your sex life?
How do you keep doing that? Never mind, Tommy, I have to ask, how do these movies keep going if you, one of the biggest draws, is suddenly gone?
You must be part 2 now, huh? You didn't expect. Get ready for crazy time. It's about to get very weird. Yeah.
After Tommy leaves the films, is where it gets weird? So while I certainly didn't expect anything normal from an outing with Greg Sestero and Tommy Wiseau, I do wonder how things can possibly get stranger with less Wiseau in it. Well, it starts off relatively normal, relatively being a relative term, as John and Tracy find the ATM and are unable to open it, so they toss it in their car. But the film quickly ups the question marks as it cuts forward to John being handcuffed down the stairs and...
I have a good story for you, a familiar story.
Wiseau a lot lingers beside him. Hey, I was promised dead Wiseau! Maybe there wasn't a lead up with a light as a feather TV, but I was still promised! It seems to cut back and forth, showing how John got to everybody's worst nightmare of being handcuffed by Tommy. As we cut back to how it all happened, Tracy and John hit the road trying to figure out how they're gonna open the safe with all the money inside. But of course, they're pulled over.
Tags are expired.
What? Really? I'll get it fixed first thing in the morning.
I was just thinking we could take care of it right here in Brainerd.
The cop, like in most traditional thrillers, is a freaking dumbass and doesn't search the car, allowing them to stop at a nearby hotel with an extremely odd person manning it.
This is an exclusive residence. It's a private retreat.
Just one night, a few hours.
Hold on a minute. Let me check something. I'll be right back.
Norman Bates wishes he could be this off-putting.
Just make sure you sign the guest book before you leave. Bitches.
What?
Bitches.
I swear you could hear a mic drop after he said that line.
Bitches.
I've only just met this weirdo and I already want to know everything about him. Who he is, how many people he killed, and the hilarious ways he killed them. Part 3 this, damn it!
I need a phone call. Someone's on their way to get us.
But we continue with the story that we're given as Tracy makes a call to her Uncle Rick, who says he's gonna come and help them out. Uncle Rick. It's kind of where things get amazing.
I get a little workout in. Midnight pump. Get that look out of your eye, John. Not for you.
The actor playing him is named Rick Edwards, and the best way I can describe him is Bizarro Tommy Wiseau. The character was created specifically to mirror several elements of Rick's life. So it's shot at his actual home in the mountains, which is decorated in all the achievements of when he was an athletic rower. In the movie, they also make him a football star. He does midnight pull-ups just because. He starred in a soap opera as well as an Italian fantasy called Hearts and Armor, while also modeling. acting, sports, and modeling. This is the Dos Equis guy if he was a cowboy.
I once wrestled a gator down in the Manchaw Swamp. I kicked his ass or his tail or whatever you want to call it.
The reason I call him Bizarro Tommy Wiseau, though, is while Tommy will try new things, usually won't work, and act overly weird, Rick will try new things, have them go tremendously well, and act just the right amount of weird. But still clearly weird.
I hung in there, manned up, I took her down. We had a great time. That was fun. I gotta tell you, every once in a while you gotta just go for that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying, John?
And yes, he takes up a lot of the movie.
Hey, there's food in the fridge. I'm not gonna fucking babysit you. Come on, guys, make yourselves at home. I'm gonna sit back, get drunk. Well, drunker.
It's almost as if he hijacks the film. You're not supposed to like him because he's the villain of the movie, but he just dominates every scene he's in. We just listen to him make bad jokes, weird small talk, and laugh at the most random moments.
And I got a cougar stalking me. She lives next door.
I don't know if Chuck Norris memes are still a thing, but they need to be replaced with Rick Edwards memes.